Well, here I am at what time is this? 2:36 in the morning. Ah, yes. For those who've been following my live streams, had a little boost last. They came about last week. Really, really a good little boost, and that felt good. Now, you get that adrenaline thing going. Things start going, and you start feeling good, mm, and then it's almost like it takes a screeching halt again, and it can be very disappointing. Um, but I'm not giving up. I'm not in this alone. I've got to make a lot of decisions about me and where I want to be and what I'm going to do as I continue to age here. And gosh darn it, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? As anybody can tell, the aging process has set in. You don't pay a lot of attention to it. I know a lot of people, oh, I'm 40. Oh, I'm getting old. It's like, no, you're not old yet. You're not old yet. So, yeah. So I got a lot of things computing up here, reevaluating things. And if it were just me, it would be a lot easier decision. Trust me, if it were just all about me. So yeah, this is some ramblings. I'm going to get to these subjects here that you're reading here. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But if it were just about me, if I were just totally selfish, totally self-absorbed, uh, I could, boom, I could make my moves. That would be a total, total non-issue in my life. But it's more complicated than that because I have responsibility to other people, and of course I have emotions. I'm not a Mr. Spock, and you know, I guess when I was earlier, it would have been easier. When I was earlier, when I was younger, I guess it'd been easier to walk away from some things than I find it now. And it has nothing to do, you know, it has nothing to do with my comfort because I'm not comfortable where I am by any stretch of the imagination. But I have heart, and I think that in early in my life, I think in my youth, preteen, and up into my teens, I think I had heart, and a lot of things happened in my development as I matured, as I grew into adulthood, that I became somewhat calloused, or at least I shielded myself from my own heart, from my own feelings. I really shielded myself. I know that now. I don't think I recognized it as I went through it, but I really know it now. Uh, and after as I went through life and I experienced things that those that empathy and compassion and the feelings and whatnot, I can speak boldly, but I can't back it up because my heart won't let me be that hard. If you know what I'm saying, I don't know if that's making any sense or not, but it's cathartic to me. That's what matters. You do this for yourself. So anyway, I've got a lot of decisions to make in a very short period of time. And I say in a very short period of time because I don't, it's not like I have a lot of years left in my life. And I would like to do some things selfishly for me. And I think I can get more time in my life by making some changes because I think what I've been going through is taking years off of my life. And clearly, I don't like that. So, anyway, keep following me if you're interested in what evolves in my life and what I end up doing that will come about. All right, so Bigfoot. I was doing a live stream today, and I was talking in part about some of my goals, some of the things I'd like to take place, some of the things I'd like to do in my life. And I say acquaintance, kind of have a attachment with a Facebook friend that I've never personally met. Share common interest in paranormal, Bigfoot, that sort of thing. And somewhere recently, he started tuning into some of my live streams, and I guess says he took a liking to my philosophies, my views, and poor guy. But has had a lot of very kind things to say about me and my views and whatnot. It's really made me feel good, even though I really don't know this person, but I feel like I do. And as I was going through it, I was talking about a piece of property, just a piece of land, really, that I have, a very small piece of land over near DeSoto Caverns over in Talladega County. And immediately he jumped in with, "Have you seen any Bigfoot?" And from there, I talked about where the property is located, not far from Mount Cheehaw and blah, blah, blah. Mount Cheehaw and that region over there, going into Talladega Forest, is kind of a known area for Bigfoot sightings, or at least it's kind of promoted that way. If you go to the Mount Cheehaw Resort Park up there, they even sell Bigfoot stickers and that kind of stuff. So I don't personally know of any sightings in the area, but if you look at the terrain, if you look at the land, not in the park itself, but the surrounding areas, you think, ooh, this looks like it could be cryptid area. You could take snapshots of certain pieces of this land, certain sections, big sections of this land, and you could superimpose it over where the mountain gorillas live in the impenetrable forest in the Congo and Rwanda and whatnot. And the terrain is just very similar. And you think, oh, how easily all this would conceal something like a Bigfoot. It would certainly conceal a gorilla. So it got me started, and kind of, I guess, went into, my views on Bigfoot and that sort of thing. And I was talking about the mountain gorillas, and they share like 97% of our DNA, but yet that 97% creates a divide there. And clearly their feet have like a thumb on it. They can grasp tree branches with their feet and so forth. But if you study the mountain gorilla, especially the ones I've studied the most, they have these really strong human type qualities, and family, and raising their kids, and even when the female gets pregnant, they carry this child like 9 months before it's born, and you'll see the mother holding the little baby and patting it on its head, and just the same things. And it's like, God, it's just so human-like to be so. They don't have the vocal cords. They cannot speak like us. They do communicate in their own way. They're vegetarian. Hollywood and fiction made them out to be ferocious beasts, which they can be certainly intimidating, but I don't think there's ever been a case of a gorilla actually attacking a human and killing a human. I don't think it's ever happened. They will charge, they'll beat their chest, they will intimidate to protect their families and whatnot. But the most I've ever seen is they've got to tap or push on somebody, but I don't know of anybody actually getting hurt to any serious degree by a gorilla. And you could walk through these areas, they call it trekking through, to look for them. You could walk a few feet away from a whole family of gorillas and never see them. Very interesting. Never see them. So, you come to the point and you think, okay, the DNA. Now I know there's people out there that claim they've got DNA from Bigfoot and whatnot, and You hear all kind of stuff is all I can tell you. I'm not, I haven't found any credible thing on that level. I know there's been, DNA is easily contaminated. Let's start there. Even, get human DNA and it easily things can get contaminated in one way or the other. And so anyway, if we are only like 3 or 4 DNA removed from a gorilla, and it makes this much difference, that little bit of DNA separates us that far, then think of where a being like a Bigfoot with just one DNA or 2 DNA difference. And I started out thinking, well, maybe the Bigfoot is a step between the gorilla and the human. And I pondered that, and I thought, well, maybe we are a step between the gorilla and the Bigfoot. Maybe the Bigfoot is the smarter. And you think about this, we think we're smart. We think that we're all that. Are we really? We rape and pillage this planet. We spread disease. I got coronavirus up there. I mean, we are really tough, and we don't act that smart. We're constantly at war. We're able to, it's not just swords anymore. It's not fist fights and throwing a rock. We are seriously violent creatures. We expend more energy and resources designing and building weapons of destruction, whether it's a gun, whether it's a missile, a drone, a bomb, whatever. Well, we can figure out how to destroy. But we have a hard time, and so we removed ourselves from the planet. We still live here. We still have to live here, but basically we've removed ourselves from the planet. We are the only beast on this planet that has removed itself so far from the natural state of this planet. No other beast has done this. We clothe ourselves. No other animal does that. We create a situation to where we have to pay to live here. No other animal does that. We create religions and gods and all this stuff. And no other life on this planet does that. Even though we go through the same cycles as all the other animals on this planet, different lifespans. So we know the mountain gorilla lives on an average of maybe 40, 50 years tops. We know there's been, I guess, turtles that'll be hundreds of years. There's a certain species of a whale. There's very few animals, mammals especially, that have any length of lifespan. We got some insects that have I think a 24-hour lifespan. So we studied all that out. Man has average 70, 80 years lifespan. Some exceed that. I've got a neighbor lady, she's pushing 90, still active at this point. My mother died at 80. My dad died at 64. So you get up in my age group and people start dropping. A few reach 100, and a few go over 100, and that's about the limits we get to. And it's a rare thing that people get to those higher numbers. So we understand all that, and the question has been asked: why aren't we finding any remains of Bigfoot, if Bigfoot exists? Now, we are at a time when there has got to be every county in this country, boy, probably got somebody out there looking for Bigfoot. if you judge by what goes on social media, you would think, well, everybody knows somebody that's out looking for Bigfoot. It's just out there. But yet, the evidence that we're seeing of Bigfoot, some of it is in your face, not real, fake. Which in today's world, I mean, I'm not I've got software on my computer and I can superimpose a Bigfoot, and between what I can grab off of YouTube and this, that, and the other, you can create something that I can create something that looks better than some of the stuff I've seen on social media and YouTube and whatnot. So either Bigfoot does not exist, it's either a very popular legend, they call it an urban legend, I guess it's not urban. It's like the Mothman, Thin Man, leprechauns, whatever. And there's people that believe in this stuff. But I can't say that Bigfoot don't exist. But I can say that if Bigfoot does exist, I think that Bigfoot is a smarter beast than we are. I think that on several levels. I think that the reason that we don't find the remains of Bigfoot could easily be answered by their lifespan, could be much, much longer. And there's like working on between 7 and 8 billion people on this planet, and the Bigfoot population is not even a fraction, just a very small fraction of that, clearly, or we'd be bumping into them constantly. So that maybe they have super long lifespans because they're still so connected to nature, the planet, and they avoid us humans like the plague, because we pass on diseases more so than even gorillas. So they could be smarter. They could have a lot of longevity. We don't find remains of Bigfoot because the population of Bigfoot is not into the millions or hundreds of thousands. It's compared to us, it's a small population that lives out of the wilderness, and they are so connected to nature. They're so intelligent that they can feel all this stuff we've created. Even the power lines give off a vibration. And if your senses were tuned in enough and acute enough, you could sense that. But see, our senses have gotten so numb, especially in the last 100 years. We had the telegraph and we had electricity, and there were a certain amount of energy coming from those lines, but it didn't go and extend far. The more electricity that ran through the line, the further it would extend. But then we got into radio waves. And now there's radio waves everywhere. There's cell phones. There's towers everywhere. You cannot escape it. There are very few dead zones in America and in the world now. And then we got satellites that send signals. I've got a satellite phone and I can get a telephone call in as long as I've got a clear view of the sky. I think our senses are numbed as humans because we live. I'm sitting here, I've got Wi-Fi in the house, got electricity all around me. And these vibrations, this energy vibration has numbed us because we live in it. Who knows? This could be why we have so much cancer and different things going on, diseases in our life. That could be part of it. I don't know. And maybe because this Bigfoot creature, that we call it, is more advanced than us and was smart enough to say, well, this species is screwing this planet up, and we'll stay and make sure we don't connect with this because they're really screwing up life in this planet. They could be out and avoiding us like the plague for that reason. They could be more tuned into nature and the universe than us. and want to stay on that connection level. They may have, because of all the above, have the great longevity. For those out there that believe in the Bible Bible speaks of man living to be almost 1,000 years old. Methuselah, different ones. I mean, there are stories like that. So what if the Bigfoot lived for a very lengthy time? They did not populate, not a little bit of bunch of baby Bigfoots running around, because the longevity factor gives them a situation where need to they don't need to reproduce as frequently as us humans do. I want to make it clear, I'm just pondering these things. I'm not suggesting it's just things to think about. Because we rape the planet, we create a situation. It's just like people that want to go ghost hunting. I've got to kind of segue into something else here. But don't think about those things. You can think about Bigfoot. Be free to share your comments on that. I just touched on that very briefly as to where I was going earlier today. But now we got all these people out here doing this ghost hunting, this paranormal research, and it's the same way. They got all these gadgets, electronic gadgets, EMF detectors. All of them have batteries in them that, so we're still polluting. Nobody's going out there without their smartphone in hand, right? They want to make sure they're going into abandoned buildings and cemeteries and so forth. They're not going out without that. So you've got all this interference, all this stuff running around, surrounding us. We're just constantly bombarded by this stuff. How are you going to connect with anything under these circumstances? How do you think any of this is going to connect to another world, to another realm? I mean, whether the people say ghost or parallel universe or whatever these energies are, whatever this paranormal stuff is, all these devices, even the cameras and the lights they go out with, I mean, really, I think if they'll go in, and I used to watch that ghost hunter show that was very popular a few years ago, and they would go in. It's like they'd go turn the main breakers off. We don't want any interference with electricity, so we're going to turn everything off. No lights, no electricity, no interference. And then what did they do? Carry in all this gear of cameras and recorders. It's like, why did you turn this shit off? You're just bringing more shit in. I mean, really. I'm sorry, because it's not really what we've gotten into. It's not really wanting to research anything. They're in it for the hype, for the entertainment value of this whole thing. Oh, did you hear that? They want to, and it's all about let's live stream this on Facebook, or let's live stream this, put this on YouTube. Try to get on some TV show or on Netflix or Amazon. It's like woo woo. Everybody's trying to get into this, and it's like, well, I mean, it's good entertainment, it's fun entertainment, but is there anything valid coming from it? And I say no. I say very strong no, because this. Is anybody out there thinking? Is there any thought process given to this? Somebody comes out with a new app, and then we're going to get into the next part of this conversation here. But apps, you get apps and apps. It's like, okay, let's turn out the lights. Make sure there's no electricity, there's no ambient noise. But I'm going to go in here with 5, 6 people. And we all got our smartphones. We all got these recorders. Everything's got batteries, and we got night vision. We got this, we got that. Why'd you turn the power off? What value was it to turn the power off? They're more interested. It's all for show, I'm telling you, because if you really want to get to the bottom of it, it's like, I'm going to leave all this stuff. Sure, I cannot document it, but I am polluting my research area, just like people that do DNA testing and murder scenes and whatnot. They can pollute the evidence, and that's what we're doing with all this. Even a little GoPro, it's got Wi-Fi built into it. It's got a battery in it. It emits, you know. So why did you turn everything off? Why do you think that having the lights out is going to make it more conducive to picking up something? Do you think that these otherworldly things, whether they're ghosts, a parallel universe, whatever these things are, and I know most people say, oh, they're deceased people. So your dog don't even distinguish between night and day. Your cat does not distinguish between night and day, and they're biological creatures. But you're saying these otherworldly beings are somehow late at night. It's dark. You're setting the stage for this because back in the day, this is what the movies were about. That's the way Hollywood produced it. The people that ran seances, why the low lighting? Because you wouldn't see what my leg's doing under the table. You wouldn't see the string attached to this and that. There was a reason that these stage performers and that Hollywood created this. And of course, at nighttime, when you hear something and you can't see, it's a scare thing. It's not a matter of finding evidence. It's just everybody wants to be in like a little mini reality TV show. That's fine. I'm not knocking that. But I've met a couple of people that were really sincerely interested in maybe learning something. But for the most part, it's just a community of you know. Let me get my camera, and let me get my app, and let me get my recorder, and let me get my spirit box. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I'm going to set this, I'm going to play something here because I've got to take a little break. And we're going to segue, we're going to go a little bit further into the spirit boxes and that sort of stuff. I'm going to get into that in just a minute. But in the meantime, let me set something up for your review. Let's see how much is this. This is what I want to share here. I want to let this play. There we go. This will give me time to do what I need to do. So I'm going to get this going. So I've got to take just a tiny little break here. So I'm going to share this and play it real quickly. There we go.
Prepare for it. Let's get to it.
The Global Preparedness Monitoring Board is an independent body assembled by the World Health Organization. They indicate that there is a growing risk of a worldwide pandemic that will kill tens of millions of people. This type of pandemic could occur naturally, or it could be a bioweapon that was deliberately created. It could even be accidentally released from a research facility. Managing a disaster of this nature is not as simple as managing a benign threat like a hurricane, a cyber attack, or a direct attack on critical infrastructure. The effects of pandemic are far-reaching and prolonged. The gradual collapse of social systems could last months, even years. For this reason, preparing for the next great global pandemic involves serious planning and a long-term commitment that goes well beyond the 72-hour emergency kit. Factors that are making a pandemic of this magnitude more likely are the following: crowded living conditions in urban areas, the increased amount of research on pathogens, thus the increased potential for a mistake to be made in one of these laboratories, the growing risk of bioweapons, and a global transportation grid which moves billions of people around the world at faster speeds every year. While there are these increased risks, there are also some protective factors in the modern age. We now have better detection systems, and we also have prophylactics and better treatment methods, and we can also develop vaccines faster. What kind of features would a super virus like this have? Well, for starters, it would be airborne. That means it can spread through microscopic droplets in the air from person to person. It would be highly contagious during the incubation period. That is the period in which people are not symptomatic, or when they just have mild symptoms. This allows it to spread under the radar. It would also be a microbe that most people are not immune to. So there would be a large population of susceptible human hosts. It wouldn't have an existing treatment or prevention method, and it would have a very low but significant fatality rate. Now, that last one might sound surprising, but consider that the Spanish flu only had a kill rate of 2.5%. This is important from the virus perspective because it allows it to spread longer before killing the host. Nearly 50 million people perished as a result of the Spanish flu, so a virus needed to be very lethal to be disruptive. So when you hear talk of viruses with high lethality rates, this actually may be inhibiting the spread of that particular virus. There is something called the host density threshold theorem, and this is that if a virus kills too many people, it will run out of susceptible hosts, and it will quickly be extinguished. How do we assess the threat level of a pandemic? It's important to keep in mind that on average in the United States, the flu kills 30,000 people every year. So while we're seeing these coronaviruses and respiratory illnesses, which indeed are novel and unpredictable, it's just important to keep the numbers in mind before we jump the gun and batten down hatches and everybody calls in sick for work. For instance, as bad as SARS was, it infected 10,000 people and killed 800 people. As tragic as it was, it didn't entail the end of the world as we know it and was far from being an existential threat to humankind. Now, the media tends to do one of two things. News agencies tend to overestimate the threat in order to attract eyeballs. Government agencies, on the other hand, are tasked with maintaining social order, and they want to minimize panic, and thus they may actually downplay the seriousness of the threat, especially the credible ones. If the government knows that the crap is going to hit the fan, the last thing they want everybody to do is start losing and panic, because that makes it much harder for them to maintain the social order. And this makes perfect sense because a breakdown in law and order and people not partaking in society may actually have a profoundly negative effect, not only on the economy, but it may actually make the spread of the virus even worse. This is why the recent coronavirus in China has prompted the lockdown of several major cities in that country. These cities are on quarantine, which is essentially a form of martial law. All transport systems have been temporarily suspended, and people are being prohibited from leaving these cities. Cordoning off large areas and quarantining whole cities will be something that's implemented worldwide should a virus get out of control. These drastic measures speak to the potential severity of this current outbreak. While something like this might be easily executed in China, many democratic countries around the world will be far more resistant to the idea of quarantining whole cities. The threat of being contained against your will in an area that's ridden with illness isn't going to go over well in a lot of places. Many people would try to get out of Dodge. Furthermore, the logistics of pulling something like this off would require immense government resources that most countries, especially during these crises when they have public workers going AWOL, they're simply not going to have the manpower. The Chinese city of Wuhan, when the outbreak was first discovered, is also home to a research laboratory which studies these types of lethal pathogens. If something has escaped this laboratory and the Chinese government has compromised the economy to the extent that it has by shutting down these major urban centers, they must understand the true gravity of the situation. Is this current version of the coronavirus actually a serious threat, or is it being overhyped in the media? Only time will tell. Regardless, we are long overdue for a pandemic of historical proportions. Something to ask yourself is, if a lethal pathogen for which there was no cure was detected and spreading within your city, would you go to work? How many people who work in occupations for which the general public relies would not go into work? This, of course, would be a threat to the stability of our critical infrastructure. Would the government step in then and mandate people to go back to work? Would civil unrest then ensue? Now, there have been some plans by certain governments to provide essential government workers with prophylactics or give them priority treatments so that they can come to work and not worry about getting sick. While the government might view this as a utilitarian argument, the general public may not, and they may in fact protest this. Once again, this could lead to civil unrest. So depending on the length of the disruption of critical services, this could lead to food shortages, power outages, and increased crime, all of which may inadvertently accelerate the spread of this pathogen. How would we prepare for a pandemic of this magnitude? Generally speaking, all of the strategies that we discuss on this channel would apply. Having the appropriate provisions to ride out a 6-month to 1 year societal slowdown caused by a pandemic will greatly reduce the amount of situations you have to put yourself in to surround yourself with compromised people, whether that's going to a crowded grocery store or standing in a lineup to receive government rations. In addition to this, you'd also obviously want to avoid socially congested areas in times of heightened pandemic risks. Airborne droplets from contagious people can travel several feet, so the last place you want to be is utilizing public transportation. Avoiding touching things while you're in public spaces, and depending on the severity of how widespread it is, you may want to use proactive or reactive methods to avoid contracting the illness. A proactive method would be using a N95 mask or an antiviral mask. Most people, unless we're at DEFCON 1, aren't going to be comfortable wearing a half-face respirator or a gas mask around town. A reactive approach would be aggressive and frequent hand washing or carrying around a bottle of hand sanitizer. If a major outbreak does occur, chances are it's going to spread by the major cities of the world first, ones that have international airports. From there, it will diffuse throughout the population. Many rural, isolated communities may altogether avoid coming into contact with these types of pathogens, simply by virtue of the lack of their transient populations. One protective factor of the modern world is that a lot of things nowadays are hands-free. Whether it's just having to tap your debit card, doors that you don't have to open, or paper towel dispensers you just wave your hand in front of. This type of technology doesn't get enough props for limiting the spread of pathogens, but it's certainly not enough to stop a major pandemic from spreading. Now, fomite is defined as objects or materials which are likely to carry infections, such as clothes, utensils, and furniture. Fomites act as a medium to transport pathogens from one person to the next. Touchless technology has significantly reduced the amount of fomites within society, but not nearly enough to eliminate the virulent spread of a dangerous disease.
If you write anything on your computer, you need to get grammar.
I write pretty much all day and
In terms of preparedness gear, N95 or N99 masks, which block out 95 to 99% of infectious particulates, can be useful and have been shown to significantly reduce the risk of contracting an illness. Perhaps more importantly, if you are infected, it will minimize the risk of spreading the disease to others. However, the effectiveness of this low-level protective equipment requires a tight seal, something that's impossible with these types of masks. And these masks should be immediately disposed of once you're done using them, because the virus can attach to the exterior of the mask, and then when you take the mask off, you are at risk of coming into contact with the pathogen. Antiviral face masks, on the other hand, do actually neutralize the viruses that come into contact with them. But once again, these do not form a tight seal around the face, and thus there is the potential for airborne particles to enter into your respiratory system. Half masks and gas masks offer much better protection. Half masks are far more cost-effective, but they don't offer any eye protection. Gas masks are much longer lasting, and they offer better protection. There's also more filter options. Many are CBR and ready, meaning that they resist against chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear contaminants, but they certainly cost a lot more. A half mask with good medical goggles is certainly better than nothing. If you do have to engage with sick people or you have to enter a contaminated space, you'll need some sort of protective suit. There are 4 levels of hazmat suit protection. For most pandemic situations, level C will be sufficient. Level C consists of a Tyvek suit and a half mask. Level B consists of a sealed suit with a gas mask. And level A is a fully sealed suit with a self-contained breathing apparatus. Level C is going to be within the means of most people and drastically reduce the chance of contracting an infection. Level B offers even more protection, and level A, total protection. I've done an extensive video on hazmat suit protection that I'm going to link here. Generally speaking, for pandemic preparedness, disposable Tyvek coveralls, long latex gloves, duct tape, and a respirator will significantly reduce the risk. I would also recommend storing Pool Show. This is a chemical agent that's used to purify the water in pools. Basically, it allows you to create bleach. You can use that bleach to disinfect potentially contaminated areas. If you are using a level 2 suit, like the HAZ suit, then you're going to need a decontamination procedure for this suit. That would have to consist of decontaminating the suit with bleach after you're done using it. Another essential part of your preparedness kit should be biohazard bags and biohazard stickers. This is a great way of identifying and making others aware of biohazardous materials. It's important to identify potentially hazardous material, as viruses can stay active on surfaces for days. In addition, in times of the breakdown of rule of law, these can also be used as threat deterrents, because even the dumbest of thieves is likely going to want to avoid a potentially contaminated area during a pandemic. Other useful tools are contactless infrared thermometers like the ones they use in airports, air purification for your home like HEPA filtration systems. It's also a known fact that viruses don't like humid environments. Keeping the humidity in your home between 50 to 60% can reduce the survival of viruses in the air and on surfaces by 30%. Ultraviolet light can also inactivate viruses. Having ample amounts of food, water, vitamins, anti-diarrhea medication, and medications to help to control the symptoms of these illnesses like Tylenol could be profoundly useful, if not life-saving. You may also want to keep some 4mm plastic sheeting and ample amounts of duct tape in your pandemic preparedness kit. It's very likely that a family member or somebody that you know and love is going to contract the disease. You're going to have to be able to deal with that situation when it arises. You'll have to find a way to care for them. The Urban Prepper did an excellent video on this topic, and I'll post a link in the description below. And lastly, and perhaps most disturbingly, but this is a reality that we'll have to face, you may be tasked with disposing of those who passed away. You may be burdened with the task of doing this in a sanitary way, which is not going to increase the risk to you or your community. This is because government services may be overwhelmed and may not be able to assist with this immediately. Hopefully you're never faced with a situation like that, but I'm going to post a link to a video in the description that walks you through what you should do if you are presented with that. I'm going to post links in the description to different items that you can use to build your preparedness kit. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching Canadian Prepper Up.
The best way to support this channel is to support yourself.
All right. I thought that would be something interesting while I was doing my thing there. All right, we're going to get more into the coronavirus there. That was a nice little video I found that I thought was worthy at this point in time of kind of sharing and watching. So that's what I did there. So before I took that little bitty break, we were talking about ghost hunting and all the ambient devices, electronic devices, and I think we don't give enough credence to the fact that these devices are all electronic. It's just a level of different wattage and voltage and whatnot. Your cell phone's an electronic device. Your cameras are electronic. I mean, I don't know of anybody that's going out doing ghost hunting with a film manual camera. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is, but I know most of them are using digital batteries. I'm sorry. Even your night vision stuff, your thermal imaging, it's all electronic. You're polluting the atmosphere And that is going, in my opinion, going to affect the results of if you are seriously looking for something. If you're just um, in it for the fun, you're not really gaining anything from it except the excitement of what was that that went bump in the night, or did you see that shadow? Blah blah blah. Orbs is a very common thing that people find. So okay, I'm gonna now. I guess I'm gonna go to the last thing there. Celebrity deaths. There are, on an average, 250,000 people die on this planet every day. That's on average. Um, there are some 4,000 little kids that die every 24 hours from lack of clean water. Somebody's mother dies, somebody's father dies, somebody's spouse dies, somebody's child dies. It happens. It's part of life. As this coronavirus is hitting the news and taking lives, seriously taking lives, and has the potential, very much the potential of taking a lot more lives and spreading. There's 5 cases, I believe they said, in the United States now. Will it spread from there? Who knows? They were totally, seemingly unprepared for this event. And so these things are real. These pandemics are real. Automobile accidents are real. People die. If you're born, you're going to die. Now, I've heard of Kobe Bryant. I'm not in any way belittling the life of anybody by saying this. Let me get that correct. He became wealthy and famous because he could effectively play with a ball. His wealth and his fame and his public demeanor, he became very famous. Doesn't make him a bad person, or did not make him a bad person, to my knowledge. I don't know anything about him. Number one, I'm not a sports fan. I don't watch sports. My late wife was into some basketball, and I remember, I remember the name back in the day, Kobe Bryant. Sad. Helicopter wreck. Sad. 40 something? Yeah, young. Had a daughter with him. Several people. He wasn't the only one on there. Why do we focus on this one life in total ignorance of every other life? Because he had money? Because he was famous? See, we're really pretty pathetic in the way we view things. We're very pathetic. Because all these people that's mourning and, this guy, I dare say none of them ever even met him. I saw him on TV. And I laugh about that because you would think that they're going on like it was a cousin that they were semi close to, or somebody they had a personal relationship with. This is just a celebrity. And that doesn't take away from the life that was lost, but it doesn't put him on a pedestal to be mourned any more than anybody else. It's shocking, but I hadn't heard the name Kobe Bryant forever. I just, and I'm not, so all of a sudden I'm going to give him attention in death that I never gave him in life. When all these other people, there's things we can do to prevent a lot of unnecessary early deaths. Like those 4,000 kids that just need to have an environment with clean water. But these people fall into a very wealthy class, and we worship people like that. And I think it's pretty sad. I don't care if it's him. I don't care. It's like when Elvis died. I remember that very well. And, other celebrities, they're idolized to a level that is I think it's unhealthy, but that's my personal opinion. So that's all I got to say about celebrity deaths there, except I'm going to tie that in now with something to do with the paranormal. So last year or two, ran across on YouTube, guy calls himself Huff Paranormal, Huff. Most people have heard of him. He's got dang near 1 million subscribers to his channel, and they weren't bought. Some people go into that, real strong, but you tell that these are legit followers because of the numbers of people that watch each of his videos and all the comments down below. So he's designed, first of all, this app. They keep enhancing this app for Spirit Box. He's got this speaker that he's put lights on and copper wires, and and I guess it'd been to Guitar Center or somewhere because he's added an echo effect to it and these kind of things. So on my timeline, posted by a acquaintance of mine who's into paranormal research, ghost hunting, is somebody running a podcast and is ranting about disrespecting the dead or something with I think it's ITC. It's basically these apps. It's EVP, Spirit Box type stuff. And this is what Huff Paranormal, this guy, Steve Huff, does. And he's gained all this following. I mean, you can bet Robin Williams, whoever died, within at minimum a week, he's having a conversation with a deceased person, famous, that died. I don't know if he did Barbara Bush, but it's like all these famous names. I don't know if he did Epstein. I quit following him. I paid attention to him enough to know that I did not buy into what he was doing, and I don't think any of it's credible. But who am I to? I mean, he's doing quite well with this thing. He's very consistent with it, and he's got the right demeanor for it, I guess, and so forth. But he's put on quite a show and been very, very successful with it. There's not a lot of people that's got that amount of followers, but he's consistent. Pretty much he can do this in his house and never leave home and do rather well with it again. So this podcast that a acquaintance of mine posted on Facebook is somebody giving a rant about taking advantage of celebrity deaths and that sort of thing. And I saw that and I thought, I mean, come on. For whatever. I mean, who cares? Who cares? Really, at the heart of it, who cares? You think you're communicating and you can't prove it, but you think you're getting messages and having a two-way conversation with a deceased person, whether they died yesterday or whether they died 200 years ago. Has anybody tried to talk to Shakespeare, JFK? Really? I mean, is that any different? I mean, is it only abusive when somebody comes out and says, "Oh, Kobe Bryant died," so there'll be a video of somebody doing a spirit box talking to Kobe Bryant's ghost within a few days of this incident? Is that feasible? Is it possible? Can we? Kobe, did you see it come? I mean, I'm laughing. I have had experiences in my life. My views of life, death, this paranormal things are different than most. Most people are convinced that these things that they're dealing with are spirit of deceased people. I'm not so convinced. I'm not saying there's nothing taking place. So you gotta be careful. I'm only saying that it's not what you think it is. It's not what your mind has been trained to think it is. I think it's something totally different. But I don't think it's any. I mean, to me, it's just who cares. I mean, we're making a big deal out of it. The media is really advantaging themselves from this. Every time there's a celebrity death, that's what people want. I mean, what difference is it, really? Let me find. I want to pull this up if I can. I want to see exactly the way this was worded. See how it was exactly worded. I can find it here. Here we go. That's it. Stop exploiting dead celebrities. Why? Who cares? If I'm a dead celebrity and somebody reaches out to talk to me, how's that exploiting them? You're exploiting dead people everywhere you go in paranormal research. Your paranormal soapbox. I don't know this guy. I'm not picking it. I've never heard of him. I don't know who's doing this paranormal, the ethics of ITC. What ethics? You got a freaking box. There's no ethics to it. Come on. What ethics? It's like religion, except it's on a whole different level of religion. You got these devices and you think you're hearing voices and blah, blah, blah. Stop exploiting dead celebrities. What do you think the fucking media does? What do you think people do on Facebook? Oh gosh, I mean, they exploit dead people. You go now to any news site on the internet, and it's filled with this Kobe Bryant stuff. And it was filled with it within minutes of it happening. And it'll die down. It'll last, it's got its punch, and then it'll die down. They'll go on to a different subject. Well, that's no different. That's exploiting dead celebrities because these news outlets are in it for profit. They're not in it for some great benevolent service of let me freely provide you this information. No, they're selling advertising money, and the more hits they get on their website, the more they can charge for the advertising money, just like TV does the same thing. All of a sudden, you're going to see, you watch it. If it's not already out, you're going to see documentaries about Kobe Bryant's life, his history, how he rose to fame, and all the good works he did during life. And I mean, it's all exploiting it. It has nothing to do with his spirit box and whatnot. These people that's doing his Facebook, YouTube stuff, they're nothing compared to these big media outlets and Netflixes and cable networks and all this crap that's going to be exploited, and they exploit it every time. They exploit it for every famous person that ever dies. It's exploited immediately. And you're worried about these people with spirit boxes exploiting dead celebrities? All I can say is, give me a fucking break. Give me a freaking break. Exploiting dead celebrities. Look at the news outlets. Are you going to watch the documentary? I'm sure that's going to come out about Kobe Bryant. It may have already been made. They're just going to re-release it. I don't know. I don't follow. I never followed Kobe Bryant in life. Why am I going to follow him in death? Kobe Bryant never had anything to do with me while I was alive. So he's going to give me attention now that he's dead? Oh, I'm sorry, Kelsey. I avoided you while I was alive, but now that I'm dead, I'm going to talk to you. Really? Very interesting thought, really. Exploiting dead celebrities. Have you looked at the timeline on your fucking Facebook page or Twitter account, even on LinkedIn, Tumblr, TikTok? Let's talk about exploiting dead celebrities. Have you turned on the TV? Have you gone to any news sites? They're not doing this crap for free. They're not having writers put articles together about this for free. No. Everybody wants the gory details about the wreck. Why did this happen? How could this have happened? They want it. They're sure. The more hits they get on that site, the more advertising dollars they get. It's all exploiting. And you think that these people with these little spirit boxes and these fucking apps on their phone are exploiting it? Come on. Steve Huff Paranormal exploits the hell out of it. Who cares? I think it's silly. I think the people that buy it, but I mean, how can I fault? I mean, he's made a career out of it. He's had super success with it. I hadn't been to his YouTube site in a while, but he was pushing 1 million followers. I'd almost bet that he's got 1 million followers now. Like, whatever. You can't exploit a dead person. That's one of the most ignorant things I've run across lately. I mean, stop exploiting dead celebrities. No, I didn't respond to it. I'm responding to it here, but I didn't respond to that posting. I'm having a little comment here about it because I don't know the guy that's put out that podcast. I don't know anything about him. But I'm just curious. I hadn't been here. I hadn't been here forever. I want to. Oh yeah, let's see. Here we go. There we go. Oh, people are already typing in. Huff Paranormal, Kobe Bryant. He's hit 1 million subscribers. I knew he was headed that way. He's hit 1 million subscribers. So, hey, whatever. That's fantastic. He's got one here. I speak to Jesus.
My name is Steve Huff. I'm connected with
This is, I mean, really.
For over 9 years, 800 videos.
So who cares, really? Exploiting dead celebrities. My friends, people want it. People want it. The same reason they want religion, because they want hope, they want comfort. The human ego has a very difficult time even coming close to accepting the end of life. We want badly to believe that something else, that we go somewhere else, that it continues in some way, some form. That really gets us, even though the fact is that where were you before you were born? Where were you before you were born? I'm not claiming to have the answers. I'm asking questions. Where were you before you were born? It didn't bother you. Do you remember anything before you were born? Whether some say they do. Some swear they do. I don't remember anything in a pre-life existence. The Mormons have an answer to that. Because the Mormons think we were all spirits to begin with. We had this great council in heaven, and God had a perfect human body, and we wanted to be all this stuff, and so we chose to come and live out this existence, and we had this veil of forgetfulness. And at times, that veil, I guess, it goes thin, and some people actually get an indication of, oh, yes. And then there's others that believe in reincarnation, and they believe in a prior life they were a pirate or a Roman soldier or whatever. And I can't, this is just a rambling. I can't say yes or no to any of this. But this has been something that's plagued mankind from the beginning of time as we pondered life and nature. There was a time not really long ago in our existence that we didn't have all this ambient stuff, these glowing screens in front of me. And as I was talking earlier, we didn't have bombarded by all these radio waves through the air. We had, at best, a fire for light or heat and whatever. And we were more connected. We would study the stars and we would tune into universe and nature more so than we do now. And in those ponderings, we had these questions. And man developed theories and ideas. Some of them caught on without solid proof, without validation of any great sort, except I've got a feeling. It caught on. And those carried over traditionally because we never found the answers, so we still grab a hold of what ancient man conceived in his mind. But I personally, I laugh at it. I think it's a humorous thing because when I see the spirit box that this Steve Huff does, I've kind of followed him and whatnot. He's very predictable. And but hey, more power to him. He's found 1 million people that like his stuff. He's found 1 million people, and I bet you, and I didn't do this. I'm gonna go back over here. I bet you he's even got people. Let's see. Here's one. 4 days. I guess he's putting out at least one a week. He's got Epstein there. He's got Lorraine Warren. Yeah. And I guess when he don't have a celebrity that dies that week, he's got subjects like aliens and spirits, jaw-dropping spirit box. The world will end. I asked the spirits about 2020. And then 2 weeks ago, I mean, he's really hitting it hard now. I asked to speak to Jesus. And then the last one he did 4 days ago was spirits shut me down. So I'm going to open this one up. I'm not interested in the video itself. I'm interested in the comments because what I had seen before was that he's encouraged. Here we go, right here. First one. The first 1 day ago, the first one, and I'm going to, this is, here we go. All right. So I'm just so you know, I don't have it on the screen here with you, but I'm going to share and read what his followers have written. So see, he's just giving people what they want, and you can, exploiting the dead. Come on, this accident I think is like 24 hours old roughly, and all this. Here's the post. The comments to his last video. His last video was done on the 23rd. So here's the first one. 1 day ago. Do Kobe Bryant. He's a retired basketball player. He died in a helicopter crash. Edit. His daughter also was there. Her name is what her name is. 1 day ago. Steve, can you do Kobe Bryant, the basketball player? Here's the next one. Steve, you do Kobe Bryant, the basketball player? 1 day ago. Kobe Bryant, he passed away with his daughter after a helicopter crash in LA. And then here's the next one says, how much you want to bet Huff is talking to Kobe Bryant as we speak? All these, this is what they asked for. I'm just waiting. I hope he does. Please do Kobe Bryant. I think everybody's with me when I say we all need some closure. Do Kobe Bryant, next one. And it goes on and on. All these comments on his latest video, every single one of them. Could you do Kobe Bryant? Can you do Kobe Bryant and his daughter? Please call Kobe Bryant and his daughter. Steve, can you do the basketball player this morning, Kobe Bryant? Please do Kobe Bryant. He just died. Jesus Christ Almighty, I'm hearing Kobe's 13-year-old daughter was with him in the crash. Kobe Bryant and his daughter, every one of them, 1 day ago. Can you please do Kobe Bryant? He tragically passed away in a helicopter crash. Steve, you do Kobe Bryant, the basketball player. Kobe Bryant died around 10 a.m. with his daughter and other people. Can you do Kobe Bryant? You should do one for Kobe Bryant. I mean, unbelievable. Now I get down to one here that does not mention, there's one out of all these. This was like 5 days ago when he edited it. None of them, there's only one that does not mention Kobe Bryant. Go right to the next one. Huff, Kobe Bryant. Can you please do Kobe Bryant? Please try. to reach Kobe Bryant. Steve, he just passed away this morning. Okay, I'm going to have to open this up. I'm going to share this. So I'm going to have to go over this over here, and we're gonna have a little entertainment this morning. Okay, YouTube, and okay, there we go. All right, so bear with me because I'm gonna have to mute this when I get over here, and let's do his latest one. All right, and let's go ahead and quiet that. And let me get in. Oh, he's got his line of t-shirts. All right, so let me share this. Let me go back over here. So bear with me a second. We're gonna enjoy this a moment here. Where's my share button? Share screen right there. All right. And I don't need to worry about the audio there. Okay. The spirit shuts me down. All right. I hope. I want to go back over here. Hold on. Let's see if I can. There we go. Let's do it that way. Let's make sure I still got my audio coming and not just. Okay, there you go. I just want to make sure my voice is coming through. Sometimes it mutes on, but I think I clicked the right buttons. Okay, so I'm gonna, let's see. If we enlarge your screen, you'll see this better. But as you see, like I said, there's one Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant. Then we get down here quite a ways, and then, gosh, where was it? Way down here. Way down here. So finally, this one, and it says 5 days ago, then edited, and it does not mention Kobe Bryant. But we go to the very next one. Huff, Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, next. Kobe Bryant. Could you please do Kobe Bryant? Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant died. Please do Kobe Bryant. You please do Kobe Bryant. Can you do a session for Kobe Bryant? I'd love to hear you. Oh, okay. Somebody wants to communicate with George Carlin. Okay. Well, what a pleasant, of course, that was 4 days ago. Okay, so now we're getting to some of these before Kobe Bryant's death, but then we get to, Becca, here's another one, another Kobe Bryant. So we're getting further Kobe Bryant. I mean, you know, when you've got to play to your audience, that is doing, and you see this, it's just post after post after post after post after post. Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant, and Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant. It just goes on and on and on. Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant. So I just wanted to share that, so you know I'm not making this stuff up. And you see, he's got his Team Huff shirts, and you see right here, this one from 4 days ago has 45,000 views on it, and I'm not joined or subscribed. Am I subscribed? Maybe no. I don't think I'm subscribed. Maybe I am. And he's got 1 million subscribers. So you know that's a powerful stuff. All right, I just want to share that. So what do you get from this? It's just like the media. It's just like a politician. It's like anybody else. If you're in something to make money, you are going to give people what they are willing to buy. That's just it. And I've seen that before. I haven't been to his channel in forever. Trust me, I haven't. I just haven't. Because to me, it's just entertainment at best. And I don't really like his style. It's captivated a lot of people. He comes off as very sincere, very genuine. You know, he's got that voice, and Smooth talker, yes. Hi, I'm Kelsey. Ever since I was, well, a day younger, I've been talking to the dead. This is real. This is not made up. Join me for a spirit box session. Talking to the dead. Fascinating stuff. I've had conversations with now retired Dr. Raymond Moody is over at Anniston. He's world renowned. He's the one that coined the term near death experience, NDE, and made a career out of that. People want this if you can provide it. And that personally, I just don't see Steve Huff as his process as being credible. He presents himself, I guess, that his demeanor, like I said, but it's just unbelievable. But anyway, so he's got this connection to the other side. 1 million people at least are following him, and they want to hear, and they support him. That's how he's, I guess, paying his rent and whatnot, is through this thing. And so he's going to give them what they want. So you can bet there'll be a Kobe Bryant spirit box session. All this little rant started because of this, whoever's doing this podcast thing over here is stop exploiting dead celebrities. And is this? I'm not sure. Is that Joe? I don't know who does this. I don't know who the host of this thing is. Kind of looks like Joe from that angle. My paranormal soapbox. No, Justin Brown and 2 others. Okay, so no, stop exploiting dead celebrities, and that's where I stepped in, because it's like, are you kidding me? The media. I mean, that's the nature of capitalism, and people want it. People want it. So there you go. All right, so that kind of hits celebrity deaths, headlines. I've always said, and I've done this before in my life when I went through my very deep spiritual journey, searching and seeking through my life for what I could believe in and what was I fit in, spiritually. And I reached a point where it's like, why do I want to talk to dead people? I want to go to the source. If there's a God out there, talk to me. You know, you talk to Job. You walked in the garden with Adam. I'm not claiming to be a prophet or anything, but I'm one of your creation. Give me a break. You leave this out here, and there's how many different religions, and in fact, because of where I was born and when I was born, if I buy into Christianity, there's thousands of different versions of Christianity, and the book has a very questionable history to it. So talk to me. You talk to other people. Talk to me. And that's but then again, I went to Huff Paranormal just a week ago. He's asked to speak to Jesus. Well, there you go. That's what I'd be doing. But I don't. You can't. To me, exploiting the dead celebrities. If you're into ghost hunting and that sort of thing, you're exploiting the dead. And just because it's a well-known person compared to a person that's not well-known, you're still exploiting the dead. Give me a break. That's just a whatever rant. I think somebody's just jealous they didn't have the idea and didn't get 1 million followers. I can laugh at Huff Paranormal, but I can't laugh at what he's done because it's been successful. I just don't have it in me, I guess. I try to be able to promote something I don't genuinely buy into, and I just don't actually believe what he's doing. But it works for him, and how can I knock it? But to, to do a rant about exploiting the dead, give me a break. And you're a ghost hunter, paranormal quote researcher, you're exploiting the fucking dead, man. Just because it's a well-known person, you're exploiting somebody's grandmother, exploiting somebody's dead aunt, you're exploiting the dead. Give it a fucking break. Jesus. What the hell? Okay, I guess that's enough of that. Coronavirus, I played that little video, what to do, prepare yourself. Coronavirus. Who knows? Excuse me. And we, at this point, from what I've seen in the news, I can't find anybody in the United States or any other country has died of the coronavirus. There have been a total, I saw 5 cases of it in the United States. In China, it blew up very rapidly. It's still going very rapid. And the last I saw was maybe 80 something deaths to this coronavirus. There are 2 laboratories over there. There are a suggestion that these laboratories may have had something happen to where that's where the virus came from. It started out saying it was from some fish thing, and anyway, who knows at this point? I guess if they know, they're not. I don't think we know. I don't know if we will ever know. So we're back. I'm looking at some of the news sites here. We're back to the headlines being the impeachment process. The impeachment process that kind of is ruling the hour. And you've got to go way down here before you finally hit somebody talking about Kobe Bryant. And so Trump and the impeachment process is pretty much the headlines on that site. Let me go to another one. That was MSNBC. I kind of hit them all to get an overview so I don't get too much of slam. So we're back here. Yep. Headline CNN, same thing. Trump's impeachment's back to the top. And then that center to the right is the coronavirus. Hong Kong is to temporarily close some of its borders with mainland China because of coronavirus. U.S. airlines offer to change China flights for free for another month. And then that's all we got on coronavirus on the top here. And then to the left, we're back on CNN to coronavirus. NTSB details the final moments of the helicopter before it crashed. This helicopter was built to carry VIPs. Then comments of famous people that had connections to Kobe Bryant. So there's a lot on the left side of the page. The center is all about the impeachment and what opinions and all that kind of stuff. And then we've got the race for the White House. So anyway, let's. The left is pretty much consumed with the Kobe Bryant stuff. Now let's go to ABC News, and we've got the impeachments back at the top. The little headline to the left is what we know about victims of the Kobe Bryant crash, even though there were all those people on there that calling it the Kobe Bryant crash. It was a helicopter crash that Kobe Bryant was in. And then a variety of news that does include a little bit, here's one, Kobe Bryant's off the court legacy. And Hong Kong confirms 8 virus cases linked to China. And you've got to get a mixture. In the center down here, little ways, is Kobe Bryant's unexpected death leaves the world searching for answers. It's like, I'm not searching for an answer because there was a helicopter. And what very few people know is in the last 24 hours, there was a military helicopter that crashed and killed some people, to my understanding. Let me look that up. I saw that somewhere. Right here. So I'm not the only one. So, okay. Hold on a second. 30 Marines were killed in a helicopter crash. That's outdated. That's nothing. Let's see what this 23 hours ago. U.S. military plane crashed in Afghanistan. Confirmed. Oh gosh, that's the New York Times. They're just not letting you look at much here. So the one claim is not true. Okay, so here we go. Let's see, when was this? The 25th. All right. Now, this is the same country that claims this, support the troops and all the troops and whatnot. Navy helicopter crashes in Philippines Sea. 5 crew members are safe. Okay, so nobody died in that one. Okay, let's clarify that. See, that's why you do your homework. That's why you fact check. I'd run across something, and that kind of confirms. 2nd of January, a Black Hawk helicopter crashed. Just curious. Taking off. Chief of the General Staff, 7 others, and senior Mr. Okay, so on the 2nd of January, there was a helicopter crash, and 8 people, this was a Black Hawk military helicopter, crashed, and 8 people were killed in that. But we're giving more attention to Kobe Bryant here. Searching for answers. I mean, people get killed all the time. Helicopter crashes. It's not the first one this month at all. The first one was the 2nd, and there were 8 military that were killed in that Black Hawk helicopter that barely hit the news, I guess. Then we get into politics and all that stuff. What to know about the new coronavirus symptoms. Okay, so the impeachment's kind of right in the center again, and the smaller headlines go into other stuff. Let's go to NBC, and we're back to impeachment, and then off to the right column is Kobe Bryant. LeBron James mourns Kobe Bryant. The rest of it is all about the impeachment, and then we get into the race toward the presidency, and then we get into some coronavirus. And okay, let's see if we got Fox News, and it's the same. They claim to be fair and impartial. They follow the same beat, except to put a little twist on things. But the top is the impeachment. Mostly the impeachment. And then we get into Kobe Bryant. One little section there about Kobe Bryant. Most of it's about the impeachment process. So there you go. That's where we are. But don't even, because of that, sit here and I wrote bad to go over here and make a comment about this exploiting dead celebrities. I really, really have a issue with this. They won't even let you make posts here. I was going to make a little comment, but on this thing that says post permissions for this event have been turned off for guests. Okay, so there you go. That is, let's see where he posted it. Could I say something? I'm gonna make a quick comment here because to me it's kind of a silly thing. So I'm saying curious comment here. Ghost hunting, EVP sessions, spirit box sessions, all of this is exploiting the dead, whether they died 200 years ago or yesterday. So is it okay to exploit someone's grandmother or wife or husband who has been dead for, for years? Or is it only exploitation when it is a well-known person? Reality is that anyone engaging in such is clearly exploiting deceased people, at least that at least that is the common held belief. The media exploits all, okay, all to live. I can't type. The media exploits all celebrity deaths. I'm just sorry, I'm typing. Watch out for Netflix, Amazon, or some cable network to start exploiting Bryant with a Okay, so what I said, and I couldn't resist because it is a curious thing. Okay, I had to get that out because that's like, come on. I think it sounds like to me that that's an attack on that Steve Huff that I shared because he's well known for doing that. And I think you get a lot of jealousies and strife and whatnot. It's like, if that's what people want, that's what they're going to sell. It's like, why can't we overcome quote unquote illegal drugs? If there's a market for it, somebody's going to sell it to them. Why can't you do away with prostitution? Never have been in the course of human history. Recorded history, there's always been prostitutes. If there's a market for it, somebody's going to supply it. That's just a reality. And Steve Huff happened to get together a super polished act and stuck to it and gained a huge following. More power to him. I think it's silly. I'm not sitting here trying to ruin him or, exploiting. It's all exploited. My God, the whole field of ghost hunting and EVPs and spirit boxes is all exploiting the dead. What difference does it make whether it's a celebrity or somebody's grandma? It's exploiting the dead. Our news outlets do it. Networks do it. You can bet this has gone through from history. When JFK was shot, there was stuff that came out. It was on the TVs, the documentaries, people making money on the death of JFK. People written books about it. Religion does it all the time, exploiting the dead. I mean, if there was a Jesus Christ, look how that man was exploited and still exploited to this day to the tune of trillions of dollars in the course of human history. So yeah, that is interesting to say the least. Really, exploiting the dead. So there is my so far hour and 37, almost 38 now minutes of a early morning rant. We're going into Tuesday, and yeah, we're going into Tuesday, and it's going to be an interesting week this week. I don't, as it sits right now, it does not look too favorable for the live stream tonight. No, my end. If the others are able to do it, more power to them. But on my end, it does not look like I'm going to be available to engage in that. I'm working on some things, and things are just not moving along well on that end. So I'm not going to whine and I'm not going to cry about that right now. I'm going to forge ahead, and I'm going to hope that the right things happen and things come together and that the days get better. I'm looking at a couple of things, and if something doesn't transpire very quickly, I'm going to make a little move to take care of myself because I've got to. This has just gone on to infinity. So I've got I guess I got a friend. Yeah, I can figure something out. I want to get I'm rambling now, but I do want to get my trailer moved away from that building. What's left in that building, I'm not taking whatever. But I want to, my trailer, I want to get it on my property and away from that place. So I have so far invested, I gave up a whole DJ system that has garnered, I just gave it away. I'd hoped to gain something out of that, and that was a joke. Myself and another person have spent money on another project, and it so far has gotten nothing gained from it, and it's taken forever. Some things that I've been trying to deal with, it really the total, and this is the frustrating part about it, because everything that needs to be done could be accomplished in one day. Honestly, less than a day at this point. And it's just drug on. We're now coming up on the end. This is the 28th of January, and it is like, wow, it should not. This is crazy. This is just totally crazy. But I'm gonna fix it. That's gonna be on me. I've got things I'm working on. I'm not gonna sit here and whine and moan. I found a couple of things, and yeah, we're gonna make some stuff happen. So I appreciate it. Anybody that follows me, I hope you got something out of this rant, from Bigfoot to celebrity deaths and the coronavirus. I did not touch on the coronavirus a whole lot. It is in the United States. How long or how vicious it'll be, who knows? Yet to be seen. I'm not a doomsday prophet. I do know that the way we work and the way that we school our kids and whatnot, we tend to put ourselves in a situation that could make something spread. The wrong thing could spread really quickly. This is what happened in China, because China they're very, very populated and live in very congested areas. And just like the little video I shared earlier, the more rural you are, the more you are away from urban areas, the better your chances of surviving any plague or anything like that. That's just a fact. People like to be in a bunch of people. Why do your kids get sick? It's because they go to school and one sick kid got other kids sick, because they congregate in these rooms and they're on top of each other. It's and the sports thing, they actually are inadvertently sharing spittle and whatnot. I mean, I guess I remain so healthy because I never get involved in that stuff. But anyway, so we'll see what happens to coronavirus. See how that rolls. Who knows? It's not good for China, that's for sure. What our country will do with these 5 cases, I don't know. It's already kind of fallen in the headlines, and as the next few days progress, you'll see the Kobe Bryant story is already falling in the headlines, not going anywhere. There'll be documentaries about it. There'll be, a memorial service, on and on and on. I mean, him and his daughter both. They're a little sad about the other people, like their lives didn't matter. It's Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant. These other people are like, what? These other people are like, what? Not there, really. So anyway, I'm going to shut this down. That has been my early morning little thing. And let me do this. I shared that. So how do you stop? Yes. There you go. Bingo. Thanks for joining. If you did, if you didn't, thanks anyway.